something happening in college football right now that feels off. Not bad, not broken, just different. And I really didn't notice it until I was out in my backyard the other day pulling weeds, which, stay with me here, actually explains the whole thing better than any stat could. If you're new here, this channel usually stays pretty faceless. But every now and then I'll drop a picture or so. I'm a real person with dirt on my hands and paint on my clothes. Watching film or over-analyzing Georgia football, I'm either in the garden or trying to finish an oil painting I've been working on for way too long. And weirdly enough, those two hobbies, they've started to change how I look at college football. Let's start with the obvious. The transfer portal and NIL have completely reshaped the sport. Roster turnover is insane. Teams don't grow the same way anymore. It's like replanting every single season. And that's where the gardening thing hit me. You can't just keep ripping plants out and expect something great to grow overnight. Yeah, you can get good results, but the strongest programs, the ones that actually sustain success, they still develop roots. And that's why teams like Georgia, Michigan, and even Alabama during its peak, they didn't just collect talent, they grew it. Now, some programs are treating the portal like a shortcut, and sometimes shortcuts don't lead where you think they will. Then you got the expanded playoff. On paper, it sounds perfect. More teams, more access, more chaos. And yeah, we're definitely getting the chaos. But here's the part nobody's really talking about. Not every team is built to survive that kind of stress. It reminds me of painting. You can't just slap on more layers and expect it to look better. If the foundation isn't right, more just exposes it. Some of these teams getting into a 12-team playoff, they're about to get revealed in a way fans might not be ready for. Yeah, and bringing it back to Georgia for a second, what Kirby Smart has built is not flashy, it's not always exciting, but it's layered, it's intentional, it's patient. That's the part fans don't always appreciate in the moment, because we're used to instant results now. But sustained dominance, that still takes time. It still takes structure. You can't speed that up no matter how much money or portal talent you throw at it. And I think that's why I keep coming back to these quieter hobbies, because whether it's gardening or painting, you're constantly reminded that good things take time, and shortcuts usually show. College football is trying to move faster than ever right now. I'm not sure every program is ready for what that exposes. So here's the question. Are we actually making college football better? Or are we just making it faster, louder, and a little more fragile? Because the teams that win the next era of the sport won't be the ones with the most money or the best transfers. Because the teams that win in the next era of the sport won't just be the ones with the most money or the best transfers. They'll be the ones that still know how to build something real. And yeah, I'll probably be thinking about that later while pulling weeds or staring at a half-finished painting. If you made it this far, stick around. This channel might be faceless, but there's always a little more going on under the surface. And what I see going on beneath the surface right now, it seems that Kirby Smart is doing a really dogged job of trying to keep the talent level high. You'll notice that in previous years, you'd be looking at social media and you see all these posts that Kirby lands a 5-star and they got the #1 class all sealed up. These last 2 classes have been 5 and 6, and that's not quite 1 or 2. Does that mean we're slipping? It means that you're probably not going to get the home run classes that we've had. Now, Georgia dropping to 5 or 6. would be okay if it doesn't eventually become 12, 17, or 40. And that's where you watch your little neighbor Clemson. Once they went out of the top 10, they stopped staying in the top 25 in recruiting. So Georgia could be slipping. It could be a result. They could be slipping, and it could be a result of not winning a playoff game for 3 years. It could be. It could be that it's just not financially feasible to ever construct that kind of roster we had in 21-22. Probably won't see that from anybody. But Indiana showed you don't have to do that. And it does offer hope because the last national champion didn't recruit anywhere near the top 5. But the transfer portal and getting players specific to a task is going to have to be a little more, you're going to have to start being a little more deliberate about players and sort of thinking short term, especially in key positions like edge rusher and wide receivers. You know, I've talked about that in the past. I've talked about that. Those positions are unique in football today. The way it's played today is that think about one-on-one matchups in a football play. Typically, one-on-one matchups, the more talented player succeeds, wins the play. And so when you pay for high-quality talent, you certainly want to make sure in positions that typically are one-on-one matchups, pass receiver and edge rusher, it's one guy against another guy. So you probably want to put your money in positions like that, and then where it's more of a group effort, your nice solid talent pool can probably pull you through. So Georgia is going through a metamorphosis right now. They're going through changes, and we're just going to have to live with it. Coming into this season, it looks like Georgia might actually have a pretty good talent pool if they can overcome the fact that they don't have proven receivers and they don't necessarily have a proven edge rusher. And so we're going to have to keep our eye on how this program continues to fare as these seasons go on. I feel like this season is a season Georgia needs to flex and to prove themselves. But it also could be a season that goes south. If we find out we didn't get a good group of receivers, or we can't get the quarterback to throw it to him, or we can't get explosive plays, and our offense is pedestrian, we might be looking at the results we hadn't seen in a while. Now, we have to keep that in mind. Georgia might have an off year, and by off year, I mean they can drop hard. Our schedule is easy if you have a championship roster and a championship team and a championship mindset, maybe got a lot of experience. The schedule is just medium. But if you're a struggling team yourself, this Georgia schedule is going to have a lot of good quarterbacks, and our defense is going to have to step up. Our offense has to become more explosive. Kirby said it. He said it. He acts like he believes it, but we still, the last 3 or 4 years since Mike Bobo got here, explosive plays have become rare. And what's really bothering is the quantity and the frequency. Go look at your stat sheets at the end of a football game. You'll notice little things like a team might be 5 out of 10 in third downs. And then you look at the other thing, they got 21 first downs. That's big plays. That's big plays. College football is morphing into a big play league, and Georgia's got to be able to make big plays.